What's up, gang? Today we're addressing the topic that is single family homes. I thought I'd bring this up because a lot of people are reaching out to me about this. I'm having regular client conversations with this as well, if I can even speak today. And I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. The attached market is going through a huge shift, as I've spoken about many a time. So your condos, townhouses, people don't want to live in these shoe crate boxes, 2 bedrooms that are 700 square foot. People are looking for space, and everybody's ideal space really is that age-old dream of a single family home. Front, backyard, your own four walls that aren't shared with anyone. I do still think that that dream is alive. And so naturally, it makes sense that people start gravitating towards that single family market. And so I know the market is struggling right now, and there are questions of what's going to happen. And so naturally, I understand why the question of will single family prices reduce comes up. And so three things need to happen in order for those prices to reduce. Number one, supply needs to outweigh demand. And when we're looking at supply levels right now, single family homes are being listed at below your yearly averages for this time of year. So the supply is not where it usually is, which is actually a little bit surprising given how busy COVID was for single family homes, how much it pushed the values up. So, maybe we'll start to see that change towards the end of the year with people renewing mortgages. We'll see more supply, and then leading into 2026 as well. The second thing that needs to happen is demand needs to remain low. It doesn't help at all if there's new products coming to market, but all of that new product is just getting swallowed up by demand out there. That's going to put pressure on prices to, remain the same, or if it's that to that extent, it will put pressure on prices to go up. So we need demand to stay down. How likely is that to happen? I can see that actually being the case. Interest rates now for mortgages are around about like the mid fours. Well, even when we were at around about 4%, we didn't exactly see the market booming or anything like that. And with the Bank of Canada arguably done with interest rate cuts for the rest of the year now, it makes sense that nothing in particular is really going to happen in order to bring those prices down. Now, I'm a little bit hesitant when I say that because I think the last time I made a call like that, COVID happened. So, but hopefully there's not going to be another COVID 2.0 or COVID 16.0, whichever variant it's on now. And then number three, the third thing that needs to happen is we need that outweighing of supply and demand to remain that way for an extended period of time. The real estate market is not like the stock market. Something doesn't come into effect on Monday and then Tuesday everything changes. We need to see an extended period of time. And usually I'd refer you to the sales to active listings ratio, but I'm going to make another video on that because that's a bit of a quirky number right now. So I won't go too much into detail about that, but it needs to be supply outweighing demand for a longer period of time in order for prices to come down. Now, reviewing those 3 points with supply, the issue that we've got with supply, the biggest issue is we just don't really build single family homes in the lower mainland anymore. So if you build a condo and once that completes, you've got like an extra 400 units. And then another condo completes, you've got an extra 800 units in order to add to the supply system. It's much more easily manageable. It's much more profitable for builders as well. And so it's much more easier to change the supply levels, taking everything aside, like permitting and et cetera, et cetera. So we don't have that abundance of supply coming from finished construction with single family homes. So we're really reliant upon the existing single family homes coming to market. And that'd be people maybe defaulting in their mortgages or people leaving the country or leaving the area. Now that's happening, but does it happen on a large enough scale in order to bring prices down? And then we look at the demand side of things. I've already gone over with the interest rates as well. Even if we do get that bump in supply, is the demand going to outweigh it to maybe even keep prices the same as opposed to reduce them? What do I personally think is going to happen? I think we'll see a little bit of a reduction in price. And I want to bring your attention to another video that I did, because don't get confused with the people who are looking at properties. A $1.5 million property is just reduced to $1.4 million, and you think that the market is coming down. No, that property was never worth 1.5 million. It was always just worth 1.4. So that's not the price being reduced or the market reducing. That's just, as usual, a seller having too high expectations. So I can see that maybe $1.35 million home coming down to 1.325. Maybe a $1.5 million home coming down to $1.45 million, which doesn't seem a huge amount, but if you're looking to get into that single family market, that extra $25,000, $50,000 can make a huge difference. The other thing it will free people up to do as well is if you're saving, 50, 25,000, it allows you to maybe go for a home that you weren't quite maybe interested in before, but now you've got potentially an extra $50,000 to put towards renovations. That's enough to, paint the whole place, add a new floor, and some other things as well. So that could change things a bit as well. So I'll have to see long term. I do think a slight decrease will come, but only time will tell. If you disagree with me, I want to hear why in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.